Hey guys, Nick here, welcome back to another Arrow episode review. My thoughts on last night's episode of Arrow titled Honor Thy Fathers, and obviously last night's episode was one of the better episodes of the season, especially after last week's really bad episode with Oliver and Felicity, and I'm not going to get into that again because I've already expressed my thoughts on that, and I've expressed my thoughts enough on Felicity and that whole thing. But last night's episode was great. I mean, finally, the flashbacks are back. Don't know why they got rid of them for like 3 episodes. That was stupid. And then I just feel like the show, like especially with it being this close to the finale, I don't know why they weren't doing flashbacks. They just think they thought they didn't matter or whatever. But tonight, obviously in the flashbacks, Oliver's finally back on Lian Yu. And tonight's episode, we see Oliver finally stick the arrow through Deathstroke's mask, which is obviously a huge throwback to the pilot from when we first saw Deathstroke's mask. And we're all just like, what? I mean, Deathstroke's gonna be on the show and blah, blah, blah. So for us, seeing that obviously has emotional weight to it, because obviously dealing with everything we dealt with in the second season and even first season, everything's tying up. And it's great to be back on Lian Yu, because I feel like even when we were back in the 4th season, it didn't really feel like Lian Yu. Just what they were doing on the island, I feel like didn't really matter that season. So going back, it feels like we're finally actually back. Because him leaving, going to China and all that stuff, the only flashbacks I feel like have mattered since season 2 have been this season. Him going to Russia, because obviously he has to become a member of the Bratva and all of that stuff. And I feel like his plan to kind of make it seem like, he has been here for 5 years and he has to do all these things to make it seem like, it's a simple castaway story. I do like that, because it's adding a little bit of a twist to the story. I mean, granted, we knew he was never on the island for the entire time, but he has to kind of tell everyone that, so they're not questioning anything, and they don't question his skills when he comes back and starts being the vigilante. So I do like how everything's starting to wrap up, especially on the island, and we're only a couple episodes away from the finale. And obviously in this episode, Dolph Lundgren comes back, which I'm really excited to see, because the showrunners have always said, by the time we see Oliver in the pilot on the island, he just faced his biggest battle yet. And obviously that's going to be Dolph Lundgren, so I'm really curious to see how that's going to wrap up, because Dolph Lundgren has been a great villain this season in the flashbacks. And I feel like this season in general has just been a really good season. I mean, there have been episodes that I really could have gone without, and I'm still not super sold on Renee as a character, or even Curtis, because I feel like Curtis, they're doing so well with them recently, and then they're just like, let's give him really bad dialogue, and then it just let's just make him annoying again. I know they're not doing that intentionally, but I feel like he's gotten to the point now where it's like, I don't know. Now I'm back to where I was before with Curtis, where it's like, he's okay, but they give him a lot of bad lines, a lot. And the only recruit so far that actually really have consistently is Dinah, even though they really haven't done much with her since she came onto the show. They haven't really done much to develop her. I feel like she's just there, just again, and I've said this before, that she's there to kind of be the physical replacement for Laurel on the team. And I don't know, not that she's bad, they haven't really done anything with her, at all. So, I don't know. And I'm conflicted, because it wasn't really necessary to bring a character who shares the same exact name as Laurel's mom into the show, just because you guys made the stupid decision to kill off Laurel in the first place. I don't know. And especially when you have the Lazarus pits and all this, and time travel and all this stuff, you could have easily brought back Laurel, and you aren't. And so, I don't know, I just think the whole situation was just poorly handled. And I'm not going to get into that, but I feel like I'm sidetracking. But, again, I really did enjoy this episode, because this episode kind of was a bit of a throwback to the earlier seasons, especially when we see more of Robert Queen, who haven't really seen much of. I mean, we saw him in the 100th episode during the crossover, but we haven't really seen much of him since, season 3, when Oliver sees that video of Robert saying, I failed the city, and then he kind of gives Oliver the inspiration for his mission when he comes back. And then in this episode, we see his message for Thea, saying that Thea's stronger. And it's good to see Thea back, because I feel I don't know if it's Willa Holland's busy with something or whatever, but I don't know why Thea's been gone. And I feel like just because she was like blackmailing some people. She's like, oh, I'm a monster now, and I need to leave, and blah blah blah. Like I never understood that. 'Cause I feel like the show's kind of been better this season. She's been a better character, and I feel like now I'd rather see her on the team than Renee. I just feel like I don't know, like Renee is just not that interesting of a character to me. And yes, in this episode, like I like seeing him struggle with trying to be on time for his daughter and all that stuff. But then even at the end of the episode, he just kind of gives up and doesn't even show up unless there's more to it than that. That has something to do with Chase or something along those lines. Then maybe, but I don't know. I feel like there hasn't been enough going on with Renee this season that made me really care about him. He's just not that great of a character, to be honest. And just because I feel like all he does, he's just there to just shoot. And we already have someone on the team who does that in Diggle. So I don't know. But obviously, I think this episode was good. And at first, when they showed towards the end of the episode, the showdown between Oliver and Chase, that because Oliver's saying that like Chase's father was gonna disown him, it was too. I thought at the time it was too easy for Chase to just give up like that, And because I know Chase, no matter what all they think, he is still steps ahead of the team. Like, he's not going to give up that easily unless he has ulterior motives, which, if you see the preview for next week's episode, he does. He's going to still be taking out the team from behind bars, so to speak. And I am really excited to see what's going to happen, especially because, last episode ended with Chase chalking down Oliver's son. And so as far as we know, they haven't really touched on that at all. And they better touch on that next week, or at least mention it in some capacity, because obviously that's supposed to be some big plot point of him tracking down Oliver's son. And they mention it in this episode, saying like, oh, if Felicity can't find him, then Oliver's feels better about it. But I don't know. I feel like they set that up and then they just kind of forgot about it this episode. So I don't know. But I'm excited for it nonetheless. And then another thing in this episode was the return of that one character who Stardust on the WWE, who Stephen Amell has fought a couple of different times. He was cool. I mean, I liked it. He was okay when he first showed up, and then he was okay in this episode. And he doesn't do a bad job of acting. They don't really give him a whole lot to work with, but for what he's given, I don't think he does a bad job at all. I think he's actually pretty good. I wish there's a little bit more of him. But there's so much going on with Oliver getting the body and trying to clear up his dad's name, and then finding out that his dad killed that guy in the past, and then Thea and Oliver have kind of come to terms with just who their parents were, and I understand that, but still I wish I saw a little more of that guy. I think his name was Cody Rawlins or something like that. If you guys know, let me know in the comment section below. What else? But the one thing I feel like the action or the fight scene between Oliver and Chase wasn't the best action I've seen this season. But, I mean, it's so cool fight nonetheless. I just wish it was choreographed a little bit better because it seemed a little sloppy. But maybe that was intentional on Chase's part because he knew he was going to give up. And he was just looking for the opportunity to. But, I don't know. I just feel like this wasn't the best choreography that I've seen this season. Because this season has been really return to form for Arrow's fight choreography. Because seasons 3 and especially season 4 were just god-awful when it comes to the fight choreography. But, honestly, with that being said, that's going to be it for me. So what did you guys think of this episode? Send your thoughts in the usual place in the comment section below. Give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for all the other content I put up on my channel. Again, I apologize for this video being a little late. As I said in my Flash review from the other night, last night I did see I saw an advanced screening of the upcoming movie Everything, which is like a teen romantic drama. And it wasn't very good, to be honest. It was just very predictable. If you guys have seen the trailers for Everything, you've essentially seen the movie. So for anyone who's excited for that movie, maybe temper down your expectations because it's not bad, but it just, if you see a trailer, that's again just what the movie is. But yeah, so that's why this video is coming up late. So yeah, I'm rambling. Thank you guys for watching again, and until next time, have a good one.